I never expected a parent-teacher conference to upend my entire life. There I was, sitting in a cramped classroom at Lincoln High School in suburban Chicago, listening to Mr. Ariel Rivera talk about my son Jake's progress in history class. But when he casually mentioned Jake's essay on personal identity and how it mirrored some of his own experiences, something in his eyes, a flicker of vulnerability, made my heart skip a beat, and I couldn't shake the feeling that this meeting was about to reveal secrets I'd buried deep inside myself for years. My name is David Harlan, a 42-year-old divorced architect who's always prided himself on being the steady, reliable dad. Jake, my 16-year-old son, was the center of my world after his mom and I split 5 years ago. She moved to California for a job, leaving me to navigate the teenage years solo. I thought I had it all figured out. Work hard, support Jake's soccer dreams, and avoid the complications of dating. But that evening in September, as the autumn leaves rustled outside the window, Ariel's words hit me like a freight train. Jake's essay was brave, Ariel said, leaning back in his chair, his dark hair slightly tousled from a long day. He was in his mid-30s, with a warm smile that lit up the room and a presence that commanded respect without trying. He wrote about feeling different in a world that expects conformity. It reminded me of my own coming-out story. I froze. Coming out? The word hung in the air, and suddenly, the conference shifted from grades to something profoundly personal. Ariel continued, explaining how he'd grown up in a conservative family in Texas, hiding his sexuality until college. He shared it not to overshare, but to connect with why Jake's writing resonated. But for me, it was a mirror I wasn't ready to face. As I drove home that night, the city lights blurring past, my mind raced. Why did his story stir something in me? I'd always dated women, married one, even, but there were moments in my past. A college crush on a roommate I dismissed as admiration. The way certain movies about forbidden love left me unsettled. I pushed those thoughts away, focusing on Jake. He was struggling lately, distant, skipping practices, hanging out with a new crowd. I assumed it was typical teen angst, but Ariel's insight suggested more. Talk to him, Ariel had advised. Kids like Jake need to know they're not alone. The next morning, over breakfast, I tried. Hey, bud, how's school treating you? Jake mumbled something about it being fine, his eyes glued to his phone. I pressed gently about the essay. Mr. Rivera said it was great. What's on your mind these days? He looked up, hesitant, then shrugged. Nothing, Dad. Just stuff. But later that day, when I picked him up from school, I saw him laughing with a group of kids, including one boy who seemed particularly close. My stomach twisted, not with judgment, but with a strange mix of envy and fear. Was Jake going through what Ariel described? And why did thinking about Ariel make my pulse quicken? Work became a distraction. I buried myself in blueprints for a new downtown project, but Ariel's face kept intruding. A week later, I emailed him under the pretense of following up on Jake's grades. His response was prompt and friendly, happy to chat anytime. Coffee after school? I agreed, telling myself it was for Jake's sake. We met at a local cafe, the aroma of fresh brews filling the air. Ariel arrived in jeans and a casual shirt, looking every bit the approachable teacher. We talked about Jake first, his potential, his recent dips in participation. But conversation flowed easily to personal topics. Ariel shared about his passion for teaching, how it stemmed from wanting to be the role model he lacked growing up. Society still has a long way to go, he said, especially in places like this, where being gay can feel like a battle. I nodded, but inside, turmoil brewed. Why was I so drawn to him? Was it admiration for his courage, or something deeper? As a single dad in a conservative neighborhood, I'd faced whispers about my divorce, but nothing like the prejudice Ariel described. He mentioned a recent school board meeting where parents protested inclusive curriculum, calling it indoctrination. It's exhausting, he admitted, but I won't hide who I am. His honesty was magnetic. By the end of our coffee, I felt exposed, like he'd seen through my facade without trying. That night I couldn't sleep. Memories flooded back. High school crushes I'd ignored. The relief of marrying Sarah to fit the mold. Had I been living a lie? And what about Jake? If he was questioning his identity, did he sense my own confusion? The thought terrified me. Society's expectations weighed heavy. Friends who made casual homophobic jokes. Family gatherings where traditional values reigned. Coming out now, at my age, could upend everything. My career, my relationship with Jake, my place in the community. The conflicts escalated when Jake came home one day with a black eye. What happened? I demanded. He confessed. A bully at school targeted him after seeing him talk to that boy, calling them slurs. Rage boiled in me. I marched to the school the next day, confronting the principal. Ariel was there advocating fiercely. This isn't isolated, he said. We need better policies. In that moment, seeing his determination, my attraction crystallized. But so did the risks. If I pursued this, what would it mean for Jake? For us? As weeks passed, our interactions grew. Ariel invited me to a community event for LGBTQ youth, framing it as support for Jake. I went heart-pounding. The room buzzed with stories of struggle and triumph. One teen shared about parental rejection, and I imagined Jake in that position. It hit too close. Afterward, Ariel and I walked in the park, the cool evening air sharpening my senses. You're a good dad, he said. Jake's lucky. His hand brushed mine accidentally, or was it? An electricity shot through me. I pulled away, mumbling excuses, but the seed was planted. The autumn chill deepened as October rolled in, mirroring the growing tension in my life. Jake's bruise faded, but the incident lingered like a shadow. He opened up a bit more, admitting the boy, Tyler, was more than a friend. I think I like him, Dad, he whispered one evening over pizza. My heart swelled with pride and fear. That's okay, son. Whatever makes you happy. But inside, hypocrisy gnawed at me. How could I support him while denying my own feelings for Ariel? Our coffee meetings became regular, evolving into dinners. Ariel shared stories of his ex. A relationship ended by family pressure. My parents disowned me for a while, he said over pasta at an Italian spot downtown. But teaching kids like Jake? It makes it worth it. His passion inspired me, but societal barriers loomed. At work, colleagues joked about those liberal teachers pushing agendas. I laughed it off, but it stung. Was I ready to face that scrutiny? One night, after a particularly grueling day sketching designs, I called Ariel. Jake's essay. Did he mention anything about me? Ariel paused. He wrote about feeling pressure to be normal like his dad. But he admires you. The words pierced me. Jake saw my facade. That conversation led to our first real argument. Not with each other, but with the world. Ariel vented about a parent who complained about his influence on students. They think being gay is contagious, he said bitterly. I wanted to comfort him, but fear held me back. The turning point came at a school fundraiser. Jake performed in the band, Tyler by his side. Watching them, joy mixed with anxiety. Ariel approached during intermission. They're cute together, he whispered. Our eyes met, and for a moment, the crowd faded. But then, a nosy parent, Mrs. Ellis, interrupted. Mr. Harlan, you're spending a lot of time with Mr. Rivera. Is everything okay with Jake? Her tone dripped with implication. I stammered a response, but the seed of gossip was sown. Rumors spread like wildfire. At soccer practice, other dads gave me side glances. Heard you're buddy-buddy with that teacher, one said. Watch out, he might turn you. Laughter followed, but it cut deep. I confronted Ariel about it. This is getting complicated. He nodded sadly. I know, but denying who we are hurts more. His words echoed my internal battle. That night, I dreamed of coming out, to Jake, to friends, but woke in a sweat, terrified of rejection. Jake noticed my distraction. Dad, what's up? You seem off. I brushed it off, but he persisted. Is it Mr. Rivera? You two hang out a lot. My face flushed. He's just helping with your stuff. But Jake smiled knowingly. It's okay if you like him. I like Tyler. His acceptance floored me, but also amplified the stakes. If Jake was okay, why wasn't I? The drama intensified when Ariel's job came under fire. A group of parents, led by Mrs. Ellis, petitioned the school board to review inappropriate teachers. They cited Ariel's openness about his sexuality as a risk to students. I attended the meeting, heart racing. Speakers ranted about traditional values, family structures. One man shouted, "We don't want our kids confused." Ariel defended himself eloquently. "Teaching acceptance isn't confusion, it's compassion." I wanted to speak up, but cowardice silenced me. Afterward, Ariel looked defeated. This could end my career here. Guilt consumed me. I invited him over for dinner, Jake's idea. The evening was tense at first, but laughter flowed as we shared stories. Jake excused himself early, leaving us alone. "David," Ariel said softly, "what are we doing?" I admitted my feelings, the confusion, the fear. "I've never felt this way about a man." He reached for my hand. "It's scary, but it's real." We didn't kiss too soon, but the connection deepened. Society's backlash hit harder. My ex, Sarah, called after hearing rumors. "Is this true? About you and Jake's teacher?" Her tone was accusatory. "Think about our son." I defended myself. "I'm figuring things out. Jake's fine." But she threatened to revisit custody, claiming instability. Panic set in. Was pursuing this worth risking my family? As November approached, Thanksgiving loomed. My parents, traditional Midwesterners, invited us. I debated bringing Ariel but opted against it. At dinner, talk turned to politics, bans on gay marriage discussions in schools. My dad grumbled, "Back in my day, we didn't have this nonsense." I bit my tongue, but Jake didn't. "Grandpa, love is love." The table fell silent. Pride swelled, but so did dread. If Jake could stand up, why couldn't I? The conflicts piled on. At work, a client pulled out after hearing whispers about my lifestyle. "We prefer family-oriented partners," they said. Discrimination veiled as preference. I confided in Ariel, who suggested a support group. Reluctantly, I went. Hearing others' stories of loss but also gain inspired me. But the path ahead was fraught. Winter descended on Chicago, blanketing the city in snow and amplifying my isolation. The school board's decision loomed, and Ariel prepared for the worst. "I might have to move," he said over hot chocolate one frigid afternoon. The thought gutted me. We'd grown closer. Walks in the park, shared meals, but always platonic, mindful of boundaries. Yet the emotional intimacy was undeniable. Jake thrived, emboldened by his relationship with Tyler. They attended a school dance together, defying stares. "Thanks for being cool, Dad," he said. But his words highlighted my stagnation. I was stuck in limbo, attracted to Ariel but paralyzed by fear. The controversy peaked at the board meeting. Parents packed the room, signs waving, "Protect our kids." Ariel spoke last. "I'm a teacher, not an agenda. I care about these students." Applause mixed with boos. Then, to my surprise, Jake stood up. "Mr. Rivera helped me accept myself. Don't fire him." His bravery shamed me. I finally spoke. "As a parent, I support him. He's made a difference." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Mrs. Ellis glared. The board deferred the decision, but the damage was done. Ariel was on probation. Afterward, Ariel hugged Jake, then me. That meant everything. In the parking lot, under streetlights, he confessed, "I think I'm falling for you." My breath caught. Me too. But reality intruded. Sarah filed for a custody review, citing my questionable associations. The lawyer advised discretion. Courts favor stability. The emotional toll mounted. I argued with friends who distanced themselves. "It's a phase," one said. "Think of Jake." But Jake was my rock. "Dad, be happy." "I am." His maturity humbled me. Yet, societal pressures, media stories of discriminated families, online hate, eroded my resolve. A breakthrough came during a storm. Power out, Ariel came over with candles. We talked for hours, dreams, regrets. "I hid for years," he said. Don't make my mistake. As snow fell outside, I leaned in, our foreheads touching. No kiss, but a promise of possibility. But fate twisted. The board ruled against Ariel, citing community concerns. He was transferred to another district. Devastated, he considered quitting teaching. Is it worth the fight? I urged him on. You change lives. Our goodbye was tearful. This isn't over, he said. With Ariel gone, emptiness set in. Jake noticed. Call him, Dad. I did, and we planned visits. But distance strained us. Sarah's custody battle heated up. In court, she painted me as confused. The judge probed, Mr. Harlan, are you in a relationship with this teacher? I hesitated, then admitted, we're exploring. Gasps echoed. But Jake testified, my dad's happy. That's what matters. The judge ruled in my favor, but warned of ongoing scrutiny. Relief washed over me, but scars remained. Society's judgment lingered, lost friends, wary colleagues. Yet, growth emerged. I attended Pride events, advocated for inclusive policies. As spring hinted, Ariel returned for a visit. We walked along Lake Michigan, waves crashing. I missed this, he said, our hands intertwined, a small act of defiance. Spring bloomed in Chicago, bringing renewal but also fresh challenges. Ariel's transfer meant long distance, testing our budding connection. Weekend drives became our lifeline, hours on the road discussing everything from politics to personal fears. Society's changing, he said during one trip, but not fast enough. I agreed, recounting a workplace incident where a coworker used slurs casually. I called him out, I shared proudly. Ariel smiled. That's progress. Jake's relationship with Tyler deepened, but not without hurdles. Tyler's parents, devoutly religious, discovered their son's affection and forbade contact. Jake was heartbroken. It's not fair, Dad. I consoled him, drawing parallels to my own struggles. Fight for what you believe. We attended a family therapy session, where Tyler's parents voiced concerns about influence. Echoes of the school board drama resurfaced. The controversy reignited when a local news outlet covered the board's decision, framing it as a win for traditional values. Ariel was named, sparking online backlash. Trolls harassed him on social media. Stay away from kids. He considered deleting accounts, but I encouraged resilience. Your voice matters. In solidarity, I posted a supportive message, outing myself publicly. Reactions poured in, support from unexpected allies, vitriol from others. My parents called, shocked. Is this true? Mom asked. Dad was silent. I explained, yes, and I'm happy. Reconciliation was slow, but conversations started. Custody settled. Sarah and I co-parented better. She admitted her fears stemmed from protectiveness. I want Jake happy. A tentative truce formed. Our relationship evolved. Ariel visited for Jake's birthday, blending seamlessly into our life. Laughter filled the house as we grilled burgers. But intimacy remained emotional, kisses on cheeks, hugs lingering. We navigated boundaries carefully, aware of societal eyes. A major conflict arose when Ariel's new school faced similar protests. Parents rallied against his hiring. He's a threat, they claimed. Ariel fought back, organizing a town hall. I drove up to support him. The room was tense, arguments flying. One woman yelled, "Think of the children." Ariel responded calmly, "I do, every day." I spoke up. As a parent, I trust him. The event swayed some, but not all. Ariel kept his job, but exhaustion showed. Summer approached, bringing Jake's soccer tournament. Tyler joined secretly, defying his parents. Their reunion was joyful, but short-lived. Tyler's dad confronted me. "You're encouraging this?" I stood firm. Love isn't a choice. Words escalated, but de-escalated with reason. Tyler's parents softened slightly, allowing supervised visits. My career rebounded as I embraced authenticity. Clients appreciated my honesty, leading to new projects focused on inclusive designs. Personal growth flourished. Ariel and I planned a getaway, a cabin in Wisconsin. Amid nature, we shared vulnerabilities. "I'm scared of losing you," he admitted. "Me too," I replied. Our first kiss happened there, gentle, affirming. No rush, just connection. Back home, challenges persisted. A family reunion tested us. I invited Ariel. Relatives whispered, but Jake defended. "He's family." Acceptance varied, but seeds of change planted. As fall neared, reflection set in. The year's turmoil forged strength. From denial to embrace, my journey mirrored society's slow progress. The cycle completed as another school year began, but this time with clarity. Ariel secured a position back in Chicago after appeals, a victory against prejudice. We celebrated quietly, toasting to resilience. Our relationship solidified, dates, shared routines, but always mindful of impact on Jake. Jake entered senior year confident, advocating for an LGBTQ club at school. Tyler's parents, after counseling, relented, allowing their relationship. "Thanks for showing us," Tyler's mom said to me. Bridges built amid ruins. Yet not all resolved neatly. Lingering prejudices surfaced, a denied promotion at work, subtle exclusions. But support networks grew. Friends who stayed, new allies from groups. Emotional depths plumbed, choices weighed. I reflected on that first conference, how one conversation unraveled my life, leading to truth. Ariel became my anchor, his courage inspiring mine. Society's conflicts persisted. Debates on rights, media portrayals fueling division. We volunteered at events, sharing stories to foster understanding. Jake joined, his generation's hope shining. In quiet moments, doubts crept. Was the pain worth it? But joy outweighed. Waking beside Ariel, Jake smiles. As winter approached again, I looked back. From hook to resolution, growth defined us. Was it right for a parent to pursue a romantic relationship with their child's teacher, even if it leads to personal and societal growth?